Well, since the start of last year, Baltimore City Schools have been hit by several scandals. Last April, Fox 45 News uncovered a scheme to inflate student enrollment at Augusta Fells Savage High School. This past April, Maryland's Inspector General for Education released a report finding taxpayers paid more than $10 million to educate city students who were enrolled but not attending school. And then just last month, another Inspector General report found more than 12,000 failing grades were improperly changed to passing over a 4-year period.
Now a new scandal is emerging in Baltimore City Public Schools following a Fox 45 report. A state investigation found city schools violated federal law. Project Baltimore's Chris Papps reports it involved the education of a student with disabilities, and there could be more.
Life has been extremely hard. All right, what's next?
Whitney Davis and her son Darian are barely getting by.
There are days where I go without eating so that I can feed my children.
For them, Baltimore and its school system are making life harder.
I've thought about leaving the city. Okay, keep going.
Darian has epilepsy.
You want to do the last one?
This past school year, he was in first grade at Pimlico Elementary. This 7-year-old, under federal law, is required to have a private duty nurse at school because of his disability. But citing a nursing shortage, city schools did not have a nurse for Darian, so he stayed home for most of the year, forcing Davis to quit her job.
It's an N.
Project Baltimore first spoke with Darian and his mother in May. At the time, he had missed nearly the entire school year, yet his report card showed he had perfect attendance in the first semester. Davis knew something was wrong.
I felt like this would be some type of justice for Darian.
Federal education law is enforced by the states, so Davis filed a complaint with the Maryland State Department of Education, or MSDE, saying her son's federal education rights were violated by the school system.
My hopes for filing my complaint were so that Darian could get the proper education and the nurse that he needs, and to hold the school system accountable for what they're doing.
Davis filed that complaint in May after she first interviewed with Fox 45. She alleged that city schools broke federal law by failing to provide Darian with the education he is entitled to under the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act. This is MSDE's final report. Following this investigation, the state found a violation occurred.
I think that it's absolutely disgusting. And when his adult life gets started, you can imagine that it's going to be a lot of repercussions due to him just being passed on. Like, nobody cares.
In enforcing federal law, the State Department of Education is requiring North Avenue by September 1st to correct the violation and develop a plan to help Darian catch up in school. The state is also requiring by October 1st, North Avenue takes steps to ensure that Pimlico Elementary better educates all students with disabilities so violations do not recur. City schools must provide quarterly monitoring reports on Pimlico for 1 year through June 2023. Failure to comply by city schools, according to the state, could result in the withholding of funds. The school system did violate your son's rights. What should happen?
Honestly, I feel like somebody needs to go to jail because you're falsifying documents.
Is there a particular reason that Dr. Santelises or a board member won't do an interview with us?
City Schools, for months, has refused to interview with Project Baltimore about Darian or the other students with disabilities we've reported on who miss most of the school year, yet received report cards with fake grades and attendance.
We provide you a written statement in our report. Are we entitled to do that, Chris?
For this story, City Schools again refused to interview and sent us a statement. A 2-sentence statement that said this. As MSDE acknowledged, city schools identified that a misstep occurred in how the parent was notified. Proper corrective steps were taken.
T and a T.
The state of Maryland called what happened to Darian a violation of federal law. City schools referred to what happened as a misstep.
I think that they're just trying to cover up the fact that they've been collecting money all this time and weren't supposed to. I'm very disappointed. Very. This has taken so much of my life.
Project Baltimore reached out to the other families we have featured who have students with disabilities and say they have not received the education they deserve under federal law. Those families have also expressed interest in filing complaints with the state. If they do, we'll keep you updated on the results. I'm Chris Pabst, and this is Project Baltimore.